Hey, and welcome to this episode of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, Iona Meade. I'm your host at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. And today is Emotional Freedom Wednesday, and we are going to be talking about the emotional scale for spiritual entrepreneurs. So the vibrational scale, if you are familiar with Abraham Hicks in particular, there's lots of emotional scales, but Abraham Hicks is the one that I kind of refer to, I do refer to the Abraham Hicks's emotional scale. And I share with you how to move up that emotional scale and what points move you down, what points move you up, and the patterns that you'll see in yourself. Don't know why my mic turned on, but it did. So I love Abraham Hicks's work, and I often refer to it, and it's helped me on my journey for many years, and many of my audience, my tribe, love a bit of Abraham Hicks. So the emotional scale in terms of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, well, it's kind of just everything. And welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching on the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success via the YouTube channel, then welcome. If you're watching anywhere else, if you're listening along, if you're watching in my Soul Legacy Academy and you're a student of mine, welcome as well. So the emotional scale, are you familiar with the Abraham Hicks emotional scale or another emotional scale, love and above, right? And so when we think of how we vibe, and we think of, I'm not sure why that's doing that. When we think of, I'm not sure what I'm pressing on my map. When we think of manifesting and the law of attraction, we know that underneath that is the law of vibration. So law of attraction, law of vibration. And I consider myself a law of vibration teacher because for me, the Seven Freedoms Frequency is about the whole premise of the podcast and coming live on daily and talking about how you can create and manifest life-work balance and all of the seven freedoms, all seven areas, including the emotional freedom. I'll talk about and relate this today into all of the areas. I kind of want to shut my mic down. I'm going to. All of the areas that that are on this emotional scale. It's just being weird. I'm on my iPhone in front of my Mac and it's doing weird stuff, so I'll just shut it down so I'm not distracted. So yeah, the emotional scale. So to put this today into context, every single day I come onto my YouTube channel and stream out and do this YouTube podcast to talk about different areas of my life, your life, and manifesting that life work balance. Oh wow, did you see that? My daughter just said, "What do you mean?" And my lighting just went off, so I'm going to try and put it back on because things are just being a little bit weird. Apologies, especially if you're listening to this. No, it's just gone. So when you've got a ring light, I've got a spare ring light, but yeah, so this episode is going to be quite a dark one, which is a little bit crazy. I do have another ring light, but there you go. So not sure what's going on. That is really hilarious. So moving up the emotional scale, being emotional, you think of love and joy and empowerment and all of those things, right? So that's the idea, to move up, to be in alignment with your vibration and be in alignment with, for me, your own vision and your values and your vibration. And so when we high vibe at the frequency of love, joy, empowerment, then that's when we're manifesting. And so like I was saying, I consider myself a low vibration teacher. My vibration just put the lights out. I don't know how, but where are you on the emotional scale? Are you aware of our thoughts and our feelings and our actions and manifesting and the whole manifesting process? I think sometimes as light workers, as spiritual entrepreneurs, we tend to emit that information in our brain, and we kind of point at everybody else and say, you know, I'm a brilliant manifester and you're kind of not. And then we look at our lives and we go, well, I'm not manifesting all the things I want to manifest. And there seems like there's a missing piece of the puzzle. And I really want to go get my other ring light because it's so dark. I'm actually live. So this is what you do when you do a live. Like Iona, the lighting. So before we dive into the podcast and talking about the other areas of your life, so contribution freedom, health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom. If I stay this way, then the shadow's not on my face, maybe. Environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. Those are the 7 freedoms that I talk about on this podcast. And it just comes automatically now. There was a time where I'm like, and it spells out cheers, the acronym for cheers, and living an intentional life. And so for me, vibrating at the frequency of freedom and love and joy and empowerment, it's something that I do intentionally, and I set the intention for, which I'm sure that you do. As we journal out this process and I come live, I want to share my highs and my lows and my successes and my failures. And I've, publicly shared that. And yesterday I was saying, I felt very emotional, and I want to look at each area of my life in terms of emotional freedom, meaning what was the thing that triggered that emotional response. Health is hormones mostly. And so when my cycle is, when that's due, I know that that's like different. I'm vibrating at a different frequency, and I accept that. I'm 50, so I'm used to it. Meaning, the monthly menstrual cycle and hormones that way. And so when you get to a certain age, hormones impact you as well, and it impacts your mood and your emotions and all the things. And we've just got to be really mindful of what stages we are in life. When I talk about going for a spiritual awakening, that impacts your emotions so greatly, so deeply. And knowing that, then we can manage them, learn to manage them, because at the core of manifestation is emotions and is the power of love. And I've got a book that I want to share that I was reading today, The Power, from Rhonda Byrne, from The Secret. It just talks about love and vibrating at that frequency, and love is everything. I'm going to read a little bit of that, and I'm going to pull the card for today. We're going to express gratitude. We're going to rate our vibrational frequency. We are going to talk about how you launch your day, you lead your day, and leave your day, how that makes you feel. We're going to do the salt income game, bank 50K in 50 days. Do it emotionally, spend money emotionally, vibrationally. And then I'm going to invite you to our monthly networking call. And thank you for all of those who have registered for the call. There was some techie glitches. Really excited to have you all on the call on the first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. at UK time. Super excited. And this is streaming out into the YouTube podcasting partnerships for spiritual entrepreneurs with the movement group. So welcome. I will read a little bit of that. So what we'll do is we'll do the normal rating, and the lighting is really, say how important it is to have your lighting. It might be able to let me know it's actually attached. It's actually attached. It's important to have you set up right. Ramona and I were talking about that. Team and I were talking about that the other day, saying when we're traveling, having all of you set up. And I was like, I've got a big ring light, and I'm like, maybe I'll get one that I can travel with, and blah blah blah. So if that's gone, and that's not that old. It's like, okay, that's telling me get one that I can travel with and put into my suitcases. So I was talking about emotional freedom yesterday, and just emotions in general, and so today when I think of emotions, I think of my contribution. How do I feel about it? I feel really good about contributing, and that's what's like helping me keep moving forward. And that's just my love and my passion. And the book talks about love, and I'm like, I love my work. And so I was on a call today with one of my students who talks about grief, and she's a bereaved parent like myself, and she's writing a book rewriting her book. She wrote her book, and I'm helping her with the writing of the book. So when she's going along, I will announce it with her permission, and just really share what she's doing in the world to support bereaved parents. I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to do if you can go through something emotionally and then give back. So funnily enough, I was talking to her about the Compassionate Friends charity that I will volunteer for, and the lady who we're setting up an online group and then an in-person one in Stratford. She said, she rang me and we were talking about it, and I didn't expect that call. She's like, "Are you okay to speak?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's gone through the same thing. There's a lot of people going through a lot of awakenings, a lot of things, and things that you can help emotionally. I think we're all here as if we can figure out how to move past something. That's the biggest thing for any mama. Then I think that we can serve. And so my contribution helps me to see and work with others that reflect part of me. And I just absolutely feel very privileged to be in that position. So emotional freedom in that way for me is massive. And so when I think of emotional freedom and my health, yesterday I dipped my health, like mentally, emotional health, blah, 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 because I felt some type of way for several hours yesterday. So, it's like, okay, well, I've got to address that area. Emotionally, I know that I can manage my emotions, so I feel really good. My rating today is an 11. So how you rate your frequency, the frequency for freedom, which is love and joy and empowerment and knowledge, is whether you feel in soul funk or in soul flow. Yesterday I felt in soul funk, not all day, but I did feel it. And today I feel really good. Starting my day, or like from 10, and for a couple of hours doing my work and just seeing someone else's work and just on being able to honor what gifts that they bring in the world. I'm just so very, very blessed. I don't think it's actually making a difference being turned that way. So apologies for the dog. So yeah, so emotions, when you think of your environment, how do you feel about your environment? And for me, being a spiritual digital nomad, I no longer have a home after, like, I'm 50, so I've never not had a home apart from when I've been homeless. But it's 11 years. And, it can be an emotional roller coaster, not even going to lie. However, I feel really good about the sense of freedom after fostering 3 children and getting back online within the environment for my spiritual business. That feels really good to me. So are you online with your business? What environments are you being in? And I can see myself running my business from absolutely anywhere. So I'm loving that. I'm about to relocate at the weekend again, just pick up my stuff and go. And I'm kind of just getting a bit used to that now. It wasn't planned, but it just is what it is. And I think, well, yeah, that's part and parcel. And I think I'm looking around thinking that I'm going to end up being able to reduce the amount of stuff that I have with me and I take with me and I travel with me. So that's really exciting to know, just a suitcase and go kind of thing. And I'm learning that, and to minimize the clothes. I wear my t-shirt every single day, so that's my uniform. That's 7 t-shirts for my, and then my dress for my life, you know what I mean, and that's it, kind of thing. And I always wear pajamas or shorts or leggings or something underneath. So just thinking about the environments that I want to be in, traveling. One of my soul sisters is out in Dubai working. She's doing her coaching on the side, I think, but I saw a beautiful picture of her today, and it made me really emotional. I was like, oh wow, happy, like, oh, I'm really excited for you, she looks lovely. And I said to her, oh my gosh, you're gonna have like all these outfits, because she said, I'm a day in the office, she looks stunning. And I was like, oh, because you have to have all these outfits to wear for work. I said, you have to have 8 or 10 outfits. And we were on the DMs, and she said, yeah, I have. I've got like 8 outfits, and it cost me do you know what I mean? I was like, oh wow. And they deliver out there, all the things. I have to check out the site. I have bought a couple of stuff off that site. Anyway, in relationships, so that relationship, how do you feel about your relationships? I feel really good about my relationships. Um, Not every relationship is going, always going to go the way that you really want it to, but for the most part and on the whole, and the relationship with myself, my guides, my angels, my son in spirit, my daughter, my granddaughter, my godchildren, extended and wider family is good. And I was talking about my mum yesterday, and my mum came through for me this today. So I'm really grateful for that. I'll talk about gratitude in a second. How I feel about spirituality, I feel amazing. And I'll talk about this and then go into more of the episode and the structure that I have for it in the segments. But I was talking about walking along my path yesterday, just going out for a walk in nature, and literally robins, can't have been the same robin. Maybe it was the three that I saw fly off follow me, right? Literally turned around and they were just there, just one. And in the UK, they say, oh, it's bad luck or whatever. And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm on a path of bad luck unless you think, oh, relocating is bad luck because I didn't plan it. I don't know, or a bad thing or something. I didn't feel like that. And then and then it was just in another place, and then in another place, and then across me, and then just not like long in between. It was just on my mind on the whole way back, and I was just like, dude, I didn't come for that. And then I was like, bring me. No, you're not my sign. Bring me the robins. And the robins, I said robins, and then three robins were just flew onto the roof, and I was like, yeah, that's my sign. And then a magpie right in front of me in the tree, just nobody else saw it, people were walking towards me and just there, and I'm like, you're just there, like, why are you just there? So anyway, I was telling the story on the live yesterday, and Robin and Sydney were on. So thank you, Robin and Sydney. And then Robin and I often look up our signs, and we're like, yeah, you've got a sign, look it up. And birds tend to be our signs, and eagles tend to be her signs as well, different nature creatures and animals. And she sent me, thank you so much. She sent me the meaning, like the spiritual meaning on a deeper level. And there was so much knowledge and wisdom and perspective in there. And it's like how you want to see different things. So emotionally yesterday, when I was like, oh, I'm feeling that, whatever, it's like, universe, don't be confusing to me. It was, oh, I've got a message. I got the message that the meaning that she sent me meant, if that makes sense. It's like looking at things either from this perspective or that perspective. And the love, the book, reiterates that. So I'll talk about that in a second. And then emotions about finances. I feel good. I know that I'm always going to be supported, and I know I'm capable of having the level of financial freedom, and putting myself out there. I have no doubt in my mind, and I'd said that to my mum, because yesterday I was like, mum's like, oh, why don't you go get a job? And somebody says, why don't you go do it? I'm like, dude. And I said, no matter what, mama. It's like, no matter what. And yeah, that's that. It just feels really beautiful not to have to defend. Well, I was a little bit, to be fair, defending myself, but just because people don't get it, and we're not taught to build our own businesses, we're taught to go and get a job, and that doesn't suit everybody, and it doesn't suit me. So how I feel about my finances are really, really good, meaning that the flow and abundance is already done for me. All of the creation is already done. All right, so rate your vibrational frequency, how you feel between a 1 and an 11. 1 is self-funk. 11 is, Iona, I'm in soul flow, like ease, grace, and flow, girl. And you're connected to your North Star, your higher self. You are being guided in this moment, and you know it. How amazing is that? How can I not go in the box and get my ring light? I'm sure it's just there. What do you think it matters? I'll have that on standby tomorrow. Let's talk about vision boards. So visioning. I have a 7-day spiritual business vision board challenge, right? For life work balance for spiritual entrepreneurs using the lower vibration. And we create clarity with images, because that's the way the brain works, not my idea, right? And for each of these areas, the 7 freedoms and the 7 freedoms frequency, so that you can visualize and you'll emit that vibration. And again, I didn't write down, I'm going to write an alarm, do an alarm, because for me, I want to create the routine where I'm playing my vision board before I come on, so it's in my mind and I can talk about the things, and I will. It's just getting into a habit and a routine. Now I'm kind of just looking at the one page. I haven't even written out all the things that I first did. Sorry, I'm kind of bitchy. I got in the bath before I came on. So yeah, vision board. Go through the vision board challenge if you haven't. It will help you get clear, and it'll help you raise your vibration and see different possibilities, especially when you feel stuck, because that why is massive. And also, I talk about segmenting your day, like moving through the segments of your day, with the vibration, sending out that vibration. And I think as I shift and I relocate, I think because this environment's quite a small environment, and I'm in the small environment for a long period of time, I think part of my I don't necessarily segment in areas as such as I used to, but I will be mindful to do that. So let's express gratitude in terms of the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast. So I have my little love heart, holding up a little love heart stone for my daughter. She's 20. She gave me this years ago. She said, "Here, Mum." I was like, "Oh, thank you, love." So we're going to express gratitude. So automatically it's just locked on to love. The vibration of love and freedom and joy and empowerment and knowledge and all things. So let's say I'm happy and I'm grateful. I appreciate. It might be something in the past, it might be something in the present, it might be something in the predicted future. I'm going to say it because this is me, soul speaking into existence, and this is me raising my own vibration. If I raise my vibration, you raise your vibration. Together, we raise the vibration of the collective. One person at a time. It starts with us. So in terms of contribution, I'll go through all the 7 freedoms frequency. You can journal yours, you can speak it out, get into the habit and the practice, and let me know if it feels good. So don't just do it on the lives, do it when you are every day. If you express gratitude anyway, do it in a way that brings into every single area of your life in a focused way. So I'm happy and I'm great, intentional way. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate, I was saying, being able to contribute on my call today. I adjusted my mastermind hours to allow for that. And that feels really good to me. So happy and grateful and appreciate, my students trusting me to be there for them. That's massive for me. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my health in terms of the sleep that I get. Love that. I love like a really good night's sleep and just waking up and feeling refreshed and just grounded and really ready for my day. I'm happy and grateful, and I appreciate happiness and love that I have in my life on a daily basis, and the love that people express, the love that Sydney had given me on my post yesterday. I think I said gratitude for that yesterday, and I'm gonna say it again because it just literally lit me up. It was so beautiful, and I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my environment. I'm happy and grateful that I'm able to come onto this live, and hopefully the internet's not too choppy. I'm happy and grateful. I could see if I can turn the ring light on now or not. Maybe it overheated. No, maybe it came out. Not that you want to see my armpits. No, it's not working. Oh well, never mind. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my environment. Happy and grateful and appreciate again my relationships. My relationship with me mostly. My relationship with my daughter. I was chatting to my daughter today. Just give it again. She's giving me jokes. I'm happy and I'm grateful that I'll get to see her on Saturday because I haven't seen her since I've been in London, which is like a few months now, and that's a really long time. That's the longest we've ever spent apart in 20 years. That was huge. When I think about that, oh, my baby girl. Wow, that's huge. That is huge. Yeah, that's just digested. Yeah, that's still sinking in, and it's making me feel a little bit sick, actually. You know, it's fine. Wow. Um, that stuck in my throat, that did. Oh, that's energy blocked. Release it. Let go laughter. I'll see her on Saturday or Sunday. Excuse me. Energy shifting, as Robin says, yawning. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the magpies in the journey and Robin sending me that. And for somebody writing the articles about all of these meanings, wherever they get all their information from, thank you. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate finances coming into me today. I'm just really happy and grateful for it. So thank you. I want to talk about how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day in terms of emotionally. How do you feel in the morning when you launch your day? Whether it's a working day for your own business, whether it's a working day because you've got to go out to work while you hustle for your business, whether it's a working day while you're caring for others. What are you doing on a daily basis? And I'm really big on this for intentional living, and I've been going through this again with my students as I've come back online. Is every single hour needs to be accounted for, not in terms of being rigid as like it's so routine that you don't have any freedom, which I had this conversation, and I used to be exactly the same of like, oh no, I can't do that. But it is proven if you write something down, it's going to get done. And also you want to give yourself a visual, and that feeling of expansiveness, it actually gives you more freedom to know, oh, all the things that you already are committed to and when done. So you're not having false expectations of the amount of time that you have to build your business. And you're not feeling like overwhelmed and emotionally all over the place. So that gives you that level of freedom. And it gives you a level of confidence that you have space to build your business, like, and get the things done, and space to have calls as we do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. And do you know what I mean? Like, when you look back on the calendar and you look back from 2020 till 2023, it's like, where has the time actually really gone? It's gone, feels like it's going so quickly. I don't know if time flies when you're having fun or just time flies. So being really intentional with how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day, and how you feel about those days, whatever you're doing and however you're spending your time, how you're feeling, that for me is massive. I want to feel good every single day from morning till night. I want to feel ecstatic. And I can't say that I am feeling ecstatic every morning and leading my day and leaving my day right now. And I think for me that the change is coming up and stuff. So, that's for me to then manage those emotions and those expectations, and creating another routine based around my own routine of working, but getting my stuff done. My best time is in the morning, first thing in the morning, and not everybody's an early riser. So I'm hoping that with the relocation, I can get up early in the morning. Like, I get up at like 5. And I miss that, and because it is my most productive time. So like 5 till 10, I've done like a 5-hour work day, and I love it. And then I can do my routine, do my exercise, and that feels to me like a really productive day. And to do that, 5 days in the week, that's a really good chunk of time. And people do many more hours, and I can do another 5 later in the day. So I need to make sure that block of time when I relocate again, that block of time is not disturbed. It is just straight, obviously having breaks when I need them, but I tend to just get things done and feel really productive and be very intentional. So I'm really looking forward to that, because I hadn't had that for the last year. When I was fostering, my routine was about the children, and here where I am, the internet was off for ages. Like, still don't know. This might be choppy. This might be choppy. I don't know. But hopefully that will sort itself out. I've asked the universe, and we're saying it's a done deal. Yes, so how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day. Is it going to be in alignment with your goals, in alignment with your vision? If it's not, why not? And if it's not, what can you do? So the next segment is our soul guided action steps. What can you do? For me, I'm in a little bit of a limbo week, not whole week, but like, do you know what I mean? So I'm giving myself that grace, noticing, and then planning out and just doing my best until that happens. So I've been hard at it for a while. So I'm okay with that. I don't take like weeks and weeks off. So I'm okay when I feel like I'm slowing down in my cycle week. So I'm good with that. So what steps can you take? What would you plan to do over this next week to feel good? Just having a sip of water to feel good, and part of the relocation is that for me. The soul income game is next. The Bank Came 50 Days Challenge. Love it. So this journal, the Soul Legacy Journal, which you can't even see because it's dark, so I'm holding it up, I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy. This is called the Soul Legacy Journal. I have the Soul Legacy Movement and the Soul Legacy TV. Soul Legacy. Anything that says soul in it, I'm in. Legacy, yes. Our soul has come to this earthly plane to express whatever that is, and I've captured that feeling. So the Soul Legacy Journal, it's a notebook. It's a blank notebook, 365 days of your spiritual awakening, a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light work, because this is us co-creating. It is blank. And so the soul income game, we bank 50k in 50 days. This journal gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. And you get to spend it on, you tithe 10% to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is compassionate friends for bereaved parents, because I am one. And I've got 900 to spend. So I can spend it today. The rules are all my bills are paid, all your bills are paid, they're taken care of. All savings are taken care of. This is play money. And well, play as in do whatever you want with it that's on your vision board, right? So you don't feel a sense of lack. I always told me to do a vision board. Now I feel horrible. Nothing's manifesting. We're playing the game, interacting and engaging in that vision board and going and spending that vibrational money. So I will do mine on Sunday. You get to carry over the 900 if you don't want to make a big purchase every single day. If you see something in the week, I bought an ISBN number for my book. Now I was going to buy one and I bought two. And then I was like, oh, okay. That's what I thought. I thought, publishing my book in paperback, that's the next move. Before speaking to my client, and then because she's done her book already, and then we're going to rewrite and republish. And I was like, I need to get my book into physical form. I'm holding up all these books. So I was like, okay. So that's the next thing. I have that money in my bank to do that. And I'm like, oh, right. I thought about it. It's an idea. It's going to happen. I should have actually clicked on, and then it's like, oh, it's done. Oh, oops, sorry. Sorry. But yeah, that's going to happen. So I've got to format the book and stuff, and it's like, yeah, I have my book in my hand. So that was the idea, and it's there. So I asked, and it was given. So I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate my mom's support on that. Even though it's probably like, oh, really. So I shouldn't say that. Yeah, bank 50k 50 days. Buy whatever you need to vibrationally, right? And then on the Sunday we will spend the vibrational money. I will spend mine. You spend yours, right? All right. Okay. What else? The book for today. I'm going to read a little bit of it. I think that's it. And then I'll do the card first, then I'll do the book, and then I'll invite you to our monthly networking call, which I'm not even on that long, which is pretty cool. All right, Lady Venus is the card that I pulled from Keepers of the Light, although you can't really see it because it's dark. Download and understanding. Yay! I think this was today's. I think so. Because sometimes when I pull it really early in the morning and the first thing I'm like, is this today's? It feels like a long time ago when I got up. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realms. That's it. I'm telling you, literally, that's it. Shall I read it again? Downloads and understanding. That's what I call downloads. All downloads. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realms. I feel that. Thank you very much for all of that soul guidance. As a soul guided influencer, I feel guided. That's what I say. As I am a spiritual YouTuber, but I'm a soul guided influencer. As a mentor, as a teacher, as a writer, as a speaker, as a blah blah blah. Blah. All that just says soul guided influencer for sure. Because we're guided by our soul, obviously. We need more soul guided influencers. I'm looking to see if that was it. If you've never read this book, I do need glasses and I do have Erlen, but it's called The Power by Rhonda Byrne. So I've read this. I started reading it. Oh, did I tell you the story of this book? And I just absolutely tell you the story of this book really quickly, right? How I got this book. How I got this book. This is amazing. The Power. And it is powerful. And if you haven't read it, I think they probably have the version on or YouTube. So I was going through my awakening for a burnout, right? Spiritual awakening for a burnout. And I had the children. I had one child at that time. The other two had gone. So I had a little girl, amazing, my great niece. And so I had her for a month, the last month on her own. And because she just needed that. And so I was going to buy her a school uniform, like dresses, because it was coming up to the summer. Only a few weeks, but it was, too warm to wear the other uniform. So as I went to, and things were happening, when you're going through an awakening and things just seem to stack against you, like things start breaking and what have you, and it's reflecting in your environment. My washing machine, which was a new washing machine, like months old, under warranty, which I just was like, I don't even know what to do with it, very overwhelmed. And so I was going to the laundrette, having this new washing machine, and it turns out that it wasn't a nail in it, it was a pen, a bent pen from my daughter from work. Can't see. Sorry, listen, like really jacked up live today. So anyway, so I ended up getting it, having the idea to get this washing machine fixed like a few weeks after, but I went through the pain of going to a laundrette. But going to the laundrette led me to this book, and this book is Power, right? So I went to the shop next to the clothes shop next to the laundrette. It's a laundromat for those who are in the States. And I was going in the morning, and the shop doesn't open till 10. So I was like, oh, goodness, like I'll just get the uniform later when I pick the little girl up. So I did that, then went home, then picked her up, and I was like, come on, I still only didn't get your uniform. She's like, okay. So we went to a different shop. We went to the thrift store, like the charity shop instead, because it's like only for a few weeks. I was like, well, that one was shut. I'm not even walking down there. I'll walk here first and then walk down there. So the shop in the window had a dress which looked like her size, age 6, and she's 5. I was like, oh, perfect. So I was like, oh, what size is that dress? And she says age 6. I was like, oh, perfect. And then I said, do you have any more? And on the rack outside that we must have just walked past. No, I didn't. I had the little boy as well. That we walked past had another 2 dresses. And I was like, what are the chances that they're her size? Both of them her size. The only dresses in the shop for the school uniform, all 3. 3 is my number. 3 at age 6. I was like, try this on, blah, blah, blah. She tried it on. So I said, I'm going to go to the counter and what have you. Went to the counter, and this book is sitting on the counter. And the lady in the shop, I was like, oh, are you reading that book? And she said, oh, no, I'm about to price it up. I was like, who would put this book in the charity shop? Hello, in the thrift store. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Just saying, you're not ever done with it. Anyway, so, well, thank you. So, boy, So I said, oh, well, how much is it? And she said, oh, it's £1. I was like, oh, I'm sold. That's mine. Waiting for the little girl to come out of the shop and come out of the changing rooms. And then a lady was sitting there in a wheelchair, coughing and coughing and coughing. And we wanted to pay for our stuff, but the assistant was dealing with her. And the kids were just so lovely and so patient. And I was like saying, oh, maybe just breathe. And she was coughing and just drinking and like get her some water and blah, blah, blah. And they waited so lovely because sometimes when you're like, oh, I'm done, and walk out the shop, it was like, there's no way am I walking out of the shop without this book. It was absolutely divinely given to me. So I went back to the laundrette because I had more washing and took my book with me. And now it's going to be with me everywhere. And you'll see why. So, introduction. You are meant to have an amazing life. Oh, thank you, because not in the laundromat when I've just bought a new washing machine. You were meant to have an amazing life. You are meant to have everything you love and desire. Your work is meant to be exciting. Hey, love. And you are meant to accomplish all the things you would love to accomplish. Your relationships with your family and friends are meant to be filled with happiness. That's for you. It's for me and it's for you, right? So hopefully this inspires you. If you haven't got this book, I'm telling you, whatever book that you need will come into your world. But every day because I'm an author, I talk about books and I love it. And I love book reviews. I love like hearing how books change people's lives. I love my students writing books. I just love words and books and knowledge and power and all the things. I'm not great at reading, but I absolutely was terrified at school to read out. So this is big for me. So you are meant to have all the money you need to live a full, wonderful life. You are meant to be living your dreams, all of them. So when we do the vision board, you're meant to live all of those dreams. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to think of them. If you want to travel, you are meant to travel. If you would love to start a business, you are meant to start a business. And remember, this is after a year, almost a year, like a couple of weeks change, of fostering 3 children under 5 and me going on that burnout and me going on this journey of rebuilding my business online. And now it's like 3 months on and I'm reading this book here, doing my live and getting into my book, and then being on a call with a student who is also a bereaved parent and helping her to write a book and launch a business again and do all these things. And I'm like, yeah, I did want to travel. I didn't know that I was going to give up my home and do all the things. And it's just your thoughts and the feelings create your life. So let me know where you're watching this because I can't see any comments. So if you're commenting, I can't see. So apologies for that. So if you'd love to start a business, you're meant to start a business. If you'd love to learn to dance, I want to do salsa, or learn how to sail a yacht. Don't want to do that, can't swim. Or study Italian, want to study Spanish. You are meant to do all of those things, right? If somebody hasn't told you that of late, you are meant to do all. It's okay. It's okay, it's okay to give ourselves permission. If you would love to be a musician, I'd like to play the guitar and I'd like a dude to sing to me. I would just sing, put them all on my vision board. Be a scientist, a business owner, an inventor, a performer, a parent, or whatever it is that you would love to be. You are meant to be. When you wake up each day, you should be filled with excitement because you know the day is going to be full of great things. So when you wake up, does your day feel like it's going to be filled with great things? Because emotional freedom is that. It's like deciding, if this is not a great thing in my life, how do I let go of it? How do I remove it? How do I replace it with something that feels more joyful? Now, I was fostering 3 children under 5. Now I can't just remove these children from my life just like that. But what I did was hold space for as long as I could for the family to then step in and then transition into the life that I had before, but even better, because I when you don't have the thing and then you're like, oh my gosh, without that thing, like, no, I wanted that thing. So my desire grew. That contrast makes it grow even more. I don't know how much more there was a piece that I really wanted to read about love. I think it might have been a quote. This is by Prentice, I think it's Mulford, the new author. There is a supreme power and ruling force which pervades and rules the boundless universe. You are part of this power. So basically, it's talking about the feeling of love, and that, love is, this is it. Life is simple. You are made up of only two kinds of things: positive things or negative things. Positive things or negative things. And I liken that to a prosperity consciousness versus a poverty consciousness. And that's what this live is about. And so it says each area of your life, whether it's your health, money, relationships, work, or happiness, it's either positive or negative to you. You have either plenty of money or lack of money. You are brimming with health or have a lack of health. Your relationships are happy or they're difficult. Your work is exciting and successful or dissatisfying and unsuccessful. So how do you feel about each area of your life? So when I go through the 7 freedoms frequency and I talk about living an intentional life, it is the 7 freedoms. Your contribution is either positive or negative. It's either poverty, lack, or prosperity, right? Bursting. And your health, poverty or prosperity. It's just one focus, one or the other. And so this is to help you sway and tip over the balance to a loving freedom. 7 freedoms frequency is the highest vibration, with love and empowerment and joy. Do you know what I mean? So is it worth me coming on and doing this? Absolutely, because I want you to know that there only is love. And loving what you do and loving each area of your life, or learning to love each area of your life again, it's so magical. It's so powerful. I love it. I really do. I love it. And I love books, and I love sharing the message of what the author intended, and for us to get it when we need to get it. I got that book when I needed to get it, and I'm like, oh, I just feel so blessed. So The Secret did change my life. It changed many people's lives. And a lot of people say, oh, The Secret doesn't work, it's rubbish. Well, and then they go, well, I believe in the universal laws. But then they blame things on The Secret movie. No, you have to believe in the universal laws, know that you're governed by them or not. Like, it's positive or it is negative. You're thinking, oh, law of attraction doesn't work. That is turned to negative. If you're thinking, oh, the law of vibration, not attracting everything to me, emitting the vibration, that's the positive. If you're emitting positive, here we are. Do you know what I mean? I love it. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to wrap up this episode because we're almost at an hour. Thank you for hopping on with me. I don't see your comments. I know that you're on. If you're watching on the replay, listening on the replay, do subscribe to the YouTube podcast at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. Do share this out with somebody else who needs to hear about emotional freedom and the scale of vibrating and where you're vibrating, right? And so noticing whether you're spiraling down or spiraling up, and noticing what area of life has you spiral down sometimes, and how you can then bring your thoughts up. So there's 22 points on the emotional scale for Abraham Hicks. It's definitely worth Googling it and having a look and see where your dominant vibration is, or see where the thought and the feeling takes you out, takes you down, boom. Like I was talking to my client today saying about grief, and that's where I was, and fear of failure, fear of success, fear of selling. Many spiritual entrepreneurs and light workers are vibing at that frequency and don't consider taking responsibility for raising their own vibration, because freedom, it doesn't feel like fear, and it doesn't feel like fear of success, fear of selling, and fear of failure. It just doesn't. And I was building my business in that vibration, and I can tell you it doesn't work. In many years, and I was like, oh my gosh. And so I built my business on the contrast of that. So I built my business in that freedom and that love and that joy and that empowerment, and I love it. And so I have a monthly networking called the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, SBYN for short. And we have a group called the YouTube Podcasters Partnerships for Spiritual Entrepreneurs with a Movement. It's a free monthly networking call. Please do come along. The link will be in the show notes and the description. And it is on the first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. UK time. I always say UK time because I'm in the UK. If you figure out the time, the calendar, my online calendar will figure out your time zone for you. The next one is the of November. I'm super excited because I'm getting back into them. I did run the Spiritual Businesswoman Network and we had 1,200 members in there in 12 weeks and it was amazing. And now I want to build that network on YouTube, YouTubers, podcasters, spiritual entrepreneurs with a movement, and authors and speakers and coaches who want to be visible, right? We have a video visibility challenge. So every single member will be asked, come and introduce yourself. Do you want to be a guest? Find a guest. Let's create a movement. Let's root for each other's success, because I don't think there's enough people doing that for each other right now. Not in my world anyway. So, you know, I want to bring people in who are willing to do that and not kind of look in the shadows of other people or go, oh, well, it's all right for you, but, you know, I can't do that. We come together to connect, co-create, collaborate, and cross-promote and continue on this conversation. So that is me. Thank you again for staying with me. Again, I can see that you're on, but I can't see any comments right now, but it's been glitchy. I'm in darkness. My ring light went off, so forgive me. And I shall see you tomorrow for Environmental Freedom Thursday. We're going to be talking about traveling and teaching online for spiritual entrepreneurs. So hopefully I will see you there. There is a playlist for all of this Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. And again, I'm on the podcast platforms. You can even leave a voice note on Spotify, which I think is pretty cool. All right, big love. So share your voice and shine your light, because you are born to serve. Take care.